The Knights Hospitaller, officially known as the Order of Knights of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, were a remarkable military and religious order that played a significant role in medieval history. Their origins can be traced back to around 1048, when a group of Italian merchants established a hospital in Jerusalem to provide care for Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. This charitable mission gained prominence following the success of the First Crusade in 1099, which brought Jerusalem under Christian control. The hospital soon evolved into a structured organization, and under the leadership of Blessed Gerard, its first Grand Master, it became more than just a place of healing, it developed into a religious order with military responsibilities. In 1113, Pope Paschal II formally recognized the order, granting it autonomy in the right to elect its own leaders. The Knights Hospitaller adopted the rule of St. Augustine, committing themselves to vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. What set them apart was their unique dual mission. On the one hand, they dedicated themselves to caring for the sick and injured, offering medical treatment and refuge to those in need, regardless of their religion or background. On the other hand, they became a formidable military force tasked with protecting Christian pilgrims and defending territories in the Holy Land from external threats. They became easily identifiable by their black mantles adorned with a white eight-pointed cross, a symbol of their spiritual dedication and their virtues as knights. During the Crusades, the Hospitallers played a central role in defending Christian strongholds. They built and manned massive fortresses across the Holy Land, including the renowned Crac des Chevaliers, a masterpiece of medieval military architecture. Alongside other military orders, such as the Knights Templar, they fought in key battles against Muslim forces, including the armies of Saladin. However, the Crusader states faced increasing pressure, and the fall of Jerusalem in 1187 marked the beginning of a gradual retreat. By 1291, Acre, the last Christian stronghold in the Holy Land, fell to Muslim forces, forcing the Hospitallers to abandon their bases and relocate. After leaving the Holy Land, the Knights Hospitaller established themselves first on the island of Cyprus and later, in 1310, on Rhodes. On this strategically vital island, they transformed into a naval power, building a fleet to protect Christian shipping routes in the Mediterranean and launching raids against Muslim territories. Their presence on Rhodes turned the island into a heavily fortified bastion, capable of withstanding numerous Ottoman sieges. However, in 1522, after a 6-month siege led by Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, they were forced to surrender Rhodes and were left searching for a new home. The order eventually found refuge in Malta, which was granted to them in 1530 by Emperor Charles V. Here, they reached a new peak of influence and became known as the Knights of Malta. Malta became a hub of naval activity, and the knights fortified the island, building extensive defenses, including the city of Valletta, named after Grand Master Jean de Valette. Their most famous moment came in 1565 during the Great Siege of Malta, when they successfully defended the island against a massive Ottoman invasion, a victory that cemented their reputation as defenders of Christendom. Over the following centuries, the Hospitallers continued their mission of defending Christian Europe, particularly against Ottoman and North African corsair threats. However, the order's influence began to decline during the 18th century as political and social changes swept across Europe. The French Revolution was particularly devastating, stripping the order of much of its wealth and lands in France. In 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte captured Malta during his campaign to Egypt, forcing the knights into exile once again. Despite these setbacks, the Knights Hospitaller survived into the modern era. Today, they exist as the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, SMOM, a global humanitarian organization dedicated to medical and charitable missions. While they no longer wield the military power they once did, their legacy endures as a testament to their resilience, their contributions to medieval warfare and medicine, and their enduring commitment to serving those in need. From the battlefields of the Crusades to the hospitals of today, the Knights Hospitaller remain one of the most fascinating and enduring institutions in history.